Okay students, welcome for another lab exercise. So today we are going to draw the detail or part drawing, and the main objective of today's exercise is to see how to control the dimension properties in Autocad. So we'll be controlling the dimension type of the arrow, size of the text and so on using the dimension style manager. Also we will see how to get or represent the dimensional tolerances, geometrical tolerances and the surface roughness symbol. This is our shape on which we are going to implement our dimensions. So as you can see, the shape is very easy. This is very easy to draw. So because the main focus is to look at the dimensions, we can see the dimensions are having a lot of varieties here. We have the dimensional tolerances here, here and here. Some special dimension properties like here and here. How to get the leader line up here, also here. How to show the phantom line and the arrows for the sectional view. How to show the geometrical tolerances, you can see it here and here. How to write the dimension notes in the drawing. Some special instructions you can write using this kind of the notes using the multi-line text. So let's start with the Autocad. As I said, because the shape is very easy, I have already drawn the shape to save some time. Now we'll focus on the dimensions. So basically, as we know, we can show the dimensions, say like linear dimension for this 75 dimension like this, right? So I'll show the basic dimensions first. Also the 60 dimensions, for example, here this is 60. This is how we get the basic dimension. The dimension 40, say here, dimension 20, say here, dimension 32 is up to this corner from this line. Now suppose you want to control the text properties or the arrow properties or general common properties for all your dimension style. We customize our dimension style. We go to dimension style here. So it will open a dialog box. I'll close again. You can see again dimension style manager. So when we have the three dots here, as you can see, it will open a dialog box for you. So this is our dimension style manager. We click on the modify here, see modify, and now the general common dimension properties are grouped into, say, line properties. So here we have the dimension line and the extension line properties, and the arrowhead properties, and the text properties, the number for the dimension. You can control the font for the text here, and the size, irregular, italic, bold, whatever you want. Text orientation, you can make the text horizontal, all the numbers are horizontal as you can see here, or you can make it align with the dimension side, or we can keep it ISO standard. I like to keep it ISO standard. Then we can control the primary unit. In the primary unit, you can see you can change the decimal separator, comma or period or space. So we'll keep it period, but you know sometimes in Arabic they use a comma, right? So we'll be using the period, like a dot for the decimal place. You can control the precision for your dimensions. Suppose I say 2 decimal places, so it will be 2 decimal places, or you can say 4 decimal places. You can choose it. Also unit format you can choose from here, like scientific or engineering or fractional. You can see the fractional. You can see it is like this is used in the inch units generally, but we'll go to the decimal. In the symbols and the arrows, as you can see, you can change the size of the arrow. Now suppose it is 4, let's say I make it 10, then say OK, set current, and it will apply to the current dimensions which I already have some dimensions here. So say set current, close. You can see the arrow size has increased. I'll go to the dimension style. So this dimension style manager should be used to control the global properties, the common properties for all your dimension style. Okay, this is too big, so I'll make it to 3. The line, you can change the color of the line and so on. Okay. Also you can see here in the line property, say for the extension line property, extend beyond the dimension line, how much you want it after the dimension line. Here suppose let me make it 5 now from the current value, so this has increased. Okay, and get back to 2. Fine. Offset from the origin, from the object, how much is the distance from the object and the starting of the extension line. So now say make it 2 again, so it will be at some distance. So once you create your style, you can save it and use it also, but I'll just say set current and close. So we'll start with that. Now the first type of the types of the dimensions, we have a lot of things to do, so we'll start with the dimensional tolerances. For this 75, we have to get, our objective is to get the dimensions exactly as it is. All the dimensions are given just an example to learn the properties. They don't have any practical bearing, like whether we can manufacture it or it's feasible or not. We're not talking about that. So this 75 dimension, as you can see, it is a dimensional tolerances plus minus 0.5. So I can select, and it is only for that dimension. It is not for all other dimensions same tolerance value. So I should just select that particular dimensions. If you want to control the properties for all the tolerances for all dimensions, you can go from here, but that is not generally necessary. You can just write a note here, all tolerances like plus minus 0.5. You don't have to specify for all dimensions here. So each dimension select and write its own dimensional tolerances. So how to do it, I will show it again. Maybe I was very quick here. Select the dimension, right click and go to the properties. So it will open the same type of the properties. You can see here also we have the general properties, line and the arrow properties, the text properties, the fit and the primary unit and alternate unit and the tolerances. So similar type of the properties are available. So now if we see in our given exercise, this is a tolerance display. We are in the tolerances. Now it is none. Tolerance is none. No tolerance is displayed. We want is symmetrical, because upper value of the tolerance and the lower value of the tolerance is same, 0.5, as we have studied that in the theory class. So it is 0.5. So I'll say plus minus 0.5. So tolerance is coming here. See, plus minus 0.5, it is coming here. Now we'll go to another dimension. Say, sorry for zoom level. This is 20. Dimension is 20.20, 19.85. Okay, this dimension. Select this dimension, right click, go to the properties like before. You can keep the properties dialog box open, but I just want to show you how to select each dimension and go to its properties. Now tolerance display, maybe I have 2 dimensions control here selected here, so just don't select more than one, otherwise it will apply to both dimensions. So now go to the properties, tolerances. You can, now here it is saying no. So this type of the dimension has a limit tolerances. Directly the maximum limit and the minimum limit is displayed. So upper limit, as I have seen, was 0.20. This is lower limit. Lower limit here 0.15. Upper limit is 0.20. So let's see. Now it is showing 20.2 and 19.85, which is what we want, right? This is what we want, 20.20 and 19.85, but it is not showing me 0 here. It is just showing 20.2, which is correct. But if you want to control the display of that property also, you can see here lot of, if you read the name of the property, most of the names are very obvious and easy to understand. Now saying tolerance suppress leading zeros, no, we are saying don't suppress the zeros before, but tolerance suppress trailing zeros, and tolerance is coming, zeros coming at the end. If I say no, then 0 is shown, right? That 0 is displayed. I am saying do not suppress these zeros, trailing zeros. Okay, now next type of the dimension is the 40 dimension. Let's see this 40 dimension. Now 40 dimension is just, okay, again I had to escape from the 20 dimension, go here and properties. We'll go here for this tolerance properties. We can see this one is just a basic dimension. We just are taking this, you just want to use all the properties here. 40, it is just in the frame. For the 32 dimension properties, it is deviational tolerance. As you can see here, it is a deviational tolerance. 30, upper value is 0, lower value is minus 0.15. let's see tolerance values. Now is no, it is deviational. Deviational means upper value and lower value, these are two different numbers. So the upper value is 0, lower value is 0.15. Fine, we can see it here, it is appearing, this is 0 0, but again I can't see it 0.00, which I want because it is suppressing those zeros. So also the size, if you see, the size is same for other dimension, but here in this exercise, if you see, the size here is smaller. For this one the size is smaller, for all others the size is same. The size of the number for the tolerance is the same like the size for the basic dimension, okay, but in this dimension the tolerances are looking smaller than the basic dimension. So let's see how can we control it. Escape, just I want to make sure that I am just selecting one dimension and then go to the tolerance properties. Suppress the zeros, I will say do not suppress any zeros, so that is solved. Now the tolerance text height, this is 1. So say if I say 75, that is smaller, and if 50% of the basic size should be the size of the dimensions, or 75% of the basic size of the basic dimension should be the height. It is generally controlling the height of the text here, okay, compared to the height of the basic dimension. Now let's go to this 60 dimension properties. Now this dimension is deviational with one number 0. The lower number is 0, upper number is 0.15. Lower number is 0, upper number is 0.15. But here the 0 is suppressed, so we can leave it as it is. Okay, it is as it is. Now we can see some other special properties for this one. This line here, you can see this is a phantom line, okay, this is not a center line, so it is a phantom line. So phantom line, and then this diameter 50.02. so go to the dimension, diameter for this circle 50. Fine. Now this is coming ISO standard already alignment, because we have changed it from here. Maybe for you sometimes by default the text alignment is something like this, okay, set current close, and then when you show the diameter it looks like this. So you can change it, make it horizontal by going to the dimension style. This is good actually, for looks better for all the dimensions. Texts, make it ISO standard, so it will make these lines horizontal, okay. Now something funny, this is 0.50.02. how to get this one? So just we want to see another type of the property here. If I go to the text property, see in the text property, okay, if I write say %%c, this is a shortcut symbol for the phi, and this is 50.02. okay, so you get 50 point, and basically whatever you type here xxx, so YAC, you get YAC there. So whatever you write in the text properties, in the text override, it has gone up here, text override, whatever you type here will come. So I want it to 50.02, sorry, I came out 50 point again, 50.02 I want to like, but before that is a phi symbol, so this is %% c is for the phi symbol, so you will get it. Same thing we can do for this dimension 20H8, which is the hole tolerance, which they are showing it in the format like that, letter format. So 20. So I just want this to look like what is given in the drawing. Text override, it is just 20H8. Fine, it is jumping out because the size of the number is more. If I reduce the size of this number, then it will come down. So you can see properties, you can just make this dimension smaller. You can go to the dimension size, text height. There is a text height property. This is text height 4. Suppose I make it 2. So it is contained inside. If your text height is more, or the text size is more than the space available, it will automatically jump it outside. But even otherwise, if you want to place this dimension outside, you can just, this is the location of the dimension, you can just drag it out, up or down, wherever you want, if you want. Okay, we don't want all that. We just want to control the dimensions so it will look like exactly like in our drawing. So I'll go back to the text property and control to 4. Fine. This is my default size for all dimensions. Let's go to the leader lines now. Leader line, we have one leader line, say starting from here, it's inclined somewhere here, and then we want to write the text here, M30 into 2.5. okay, M30 into 2.5. okay, not the second line. Finished. Fine. But here it is extended, so let's select the leader line, and you can see the text property here. What are the options? There are multiple options for the alignment of the text. You can also control the landing, like, you know, for the leader line, like landing distance 0.3. suppose I take landing distance 10, so it goes away from the corner here. From the corner it goes away. You can even manually drag this arrow wherever you want. Fine. So I'll just reduce it. You can change it basically. Fine. Then see the other properties for this text. So the leader line, text for the leader line. Okay. Underline, top line, middle of the text. You can see now it is looking middle of the text. If you say bottom of the text or top of the line, the horizontal or vertical also you can change it directly, but we wanted to make it horizontal. So a lot of things can be changed here. You can see here, and immediately you see the effect of that particular property. If you want, you can get the frame for the text. Here we don't want the frame. Underline, top line is the option which we are looking for. Also this distance, if you want to get back to the original distance, you can go back. Because of those now. switch off those now. Trying to go to 0, which is not possible, the small distance. Let's see the another dimension now here. Let's see another dimension here. Say this number A, the labeling, they are giving the labeling or the name to this surface as A, which is starting basically from this extension line. Okay, so leader starting from here, somewhere here. Okay, switch on the ortho. After some distance, you just click and escape. You can write it immediately also, it's up to you. Fine, you got the A. Again, if you see for this dimension, the arrowhead is different, so select that dimension, go to the properties. You can see the arrowhead is different, so leader properties, you can see the arrowhead shape of the arrowhead. Now we have different options here. So this one is datum triangle field, which is quite big for this, so 4. So because generally the shape by default the size is more, so I just reduced it. Going back to the text again, because here now we want the text to have a frame around it, and we also want it to be in the middle, right? Okay, middle of the text, fine. So this is now in the middle. So you can just play with these properties. Autocad is always adding more and more options to control these features. We just need the basic control on the properties. Let's get this, the labeling for the, let me switch on those now. This is one X here, X. You can place it just as it is. You can copy the same feature and copy paste. You can paste it where you want, another place. This is, but this is not exactly placed location at the end. So suppose I move the end of this to the end of this, it will go there. You can now let's see the leader line for this, then we will see the geometrical tolerances and the surface roughness symbol. Let's continue with the miscellaneous properties first. Now let's see the 4 holes, diameter 6, equispaced. Before that, I would like to go to the text property here. Okay, we can go to the text, multi-line text, you position wherever. Suppose I want my text box like this here, so you can control the location of the multi-line text box and then type your text. Here it is written all tolerances. Now the plus minus symbol. So if you are in the text box and then right click, see right click, you can go to the symbols here. So this, we need the symbol for the plus minus. Plus minus, just click here. This is shortcut for the symbol. I use %% for the diameter earlier, for the diameter 50. So eventually you will memorize these things, but for now you can just right click, go to the symbols and select what you want. Okay, you should be in the text box, then right click, you don't have to memorize. So plus minus, you want plus minus, say 0.5, and it is saying unless otherwise specified. This means if the dimensional tolerance is specified, use that tolerance, but if it is not specified, consider it to be plus minus 0.5. For angular tolerances, it can be any notes in the drawing. If you want to produce the notes, you can do it like this. Now again we need symbol here, right click, symbol, plus minus. Now angular tolerance is 1 degree, plus minus 1 degree. Again you need the degree symbol, right click, go to the symbol, and here is a degree symbol, so 1 degree, it will come here. Fine. Now this looks more space. It is like you can double click it, select your text. Suppose you want to change the color of the text, you can change anything. You want to change the font, you want to change the size, all these things you can edit or you can change. Here also line spacing, say line spacing 1.5, so I want 1.5. okay, you can it is like a text editor there, so all these things can be controlled. Coming to the leader line for this dimension, for this hole, so I'll start with the leader line. So you can also get the leader line without any text and then switch off the ortho because you want it like this, maybe about here, and then you want the text 4 holes comma diameter 6. If I know the symbol, you can write %% for 5 6. Next line, enter equi/space. If you are done, you can just get out of it. Now automatically by default it is taking the line here, okay, as per the default properties of the leader line. Otherwise you can also change it. Now suppose you want the landing position somewhere else, so you can change it, okay. And this arrow, there will be fine arrow here. If you zoom in, that can be changed to the new distance if you want it anyway. But the arrow, for simplicity, the arrow is touching this circle and which should be pointing to the center of the circle, okay. So I started from the center of the circle, I must go here, go back here. So one way is to use those snap settings. For that, this is a short line which I had drawn. So there is intersection. I don't know if I have the intersection point selected. Okay, intersection point is selected. Now you just select your arrowhead. I can't see if it is selected. Okay, escape, select it. This is selected. Now I'll go back to the intersection point. Okay, so there was intersection point between the line and the circle. Now it is still pointing directly to the center. Now here is another it should be touching here, another type of the dimension, which is geometrical tolerances. It is very simple how to get this geometrical tolerance frame. The meaning of that we already have discussed in the theory class. Now here we are just going to see how to get it. It's very easy to get geometrical tolerances here. Say dimension tolerances, and you see the dialog box here. So in this dialog box, get what data you want it. So symbol, click on here, you get a list of the symbol will be popped out. Select the symbol which you want it, then 0.12, the first tolerance value is 0.12. There is no number or no second tolerance value here. In this case we need the datum surface A. Next line there is a datum surface C. You can say, okay, if you want you can change the height, but now by default height will come which is suitable, okay, for us, because we are using ISO E3 template. This is the default size for that. Now if I want to connect this to this leader line, okay, you can just draw the line also, but let us see, suppose I want a leader line from here. Sorry, because of those snap it is jumping. Leader, ortho on now. Say you are up to here, escape. And I will move this with O snap on, ortho off. You can move to the end of the leader line. Okay, it is still not up to the end of the leader line. I will still move it back, this midpoint, to the end of the line. Okay, fine. So let me switch off the ortho, O snap both, and place it manually to the end of this. This leader line, as you can see, has an arrow. There is also option for the properties. You can see the arrow, none. So there is no arrow. So you can see no arrow for the leader line. Similarly, now we'll try to get the geometrical tolerance like this. dimension, this is repetition dimension. So now the symbol, the first symbol is this, then here this one, this is option for the phi. It is just on off option. You get the phi symbol for your number for cylindrical parts or no. If you want it, okay, you can get phi. If you don't want it, just don't click off, click on, off. It is like on and off. Okay, we want it. So then this is 0.06 some number. Then after that there is a material condition symbol. So material condition, maximum material condition, least material condition, or the symmetry, or the blank. Blank means nothing. So you want M. So M will appear here after the number. Then there is no tolerance value number 2. Here in this case the datum 1 is say B and datum 2 is C. So once you say OK, place where you want to place. Even you can change the location later on if you need to, if you want to. Fine. Now this is going to be connected here by the leader line. Leader line, add leader line, click here. Okay, let me switch on the snap here, and let me switch on also ortho, and it is somewhere here going in this direction, but an escape. Now it is asking me, the leader line by default is asking you to enter the text here. Okay, it is asking you to enter the text here. I don't want any text here. Okay, so I'll just escape without typing. Okay, without typing, still the leader line will be there, but now you want that horizontal line here. You can see here, this is by default I kept. You can also control it from the properties. I kept it 0, so you can increase that one as you like. Okay, you can increase it as you like. And now you want the leader line, the this to be attached here. Now I think we just have surface roughness symbols, these triangles to get. So there is no direct, we can get it manually. Okay, I can get it line by the line command. Okay, line. So first point of the line, say click here. Now how much length you want? Say I want the length of 10, assume it 10, and angle of 180. Fine, this is first horizontal line. This is the first horizontal line for the symbol. At the rate, second length 10, angle, now it has to go down minus 60 degree. Now the third, at the rate, I can directly go up, so I will say 20 length, angle is 60 now. So you get the symbol. Sometimes you also need a horizontal line here for the symbol. If you need, you can draw it, or now in this case we don't need it. If you get the symbol and if it is suitable for your drawing, okay, you otherwise you can change the scale and change the size of the, because the number 10 was assumed number, so you can change the scale of the symbol. Say scale, this is a base and 0.75. So I made it 75% of the original size, just to show that we can control it. Now let me get the multi-line text here. Now some number 6.5. What was the number here for 1? 6.5, 2.5, 5.25. Okay, 6.5. If you want, you can change the position of this number, switch off the ortho, O snap, and you can go wherever you want. Okay, near. So once you are done, maybe you can make, say, copies of this. So 6.5, you want it here like this. You can see here, this is 6.5 here on this extension line of 60. Here extension line of 60, you want it 1. So this one I will say move from here and place it here. Okay, in the middle. Fine. Now the other one, you want it like this, orientation 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So I can just go here, select that text which I have already added, M text edit, or just double click. You can edit the text. Either you double click or right click and go to the M text edit. Now you can rotate it. You have to rotate it to be in this position, and you have to rotate by 90 degree clockwise. So rotate this symbol only, enter symbol and the text both by 90 degree, so it goes in this position. Now you can move it together, enter this base point. You want to bring it just above this location here, so okay, you can go it here. Then this one to be rotated and placed here above this 20 dimension. Okay, 5.25 is the value for that. Okay, so double click, it is 5.25. edit the text. If it is going on the line, suppose, you can always move it. Okay, rotate. Now this should be rotated, this is the base of the rotation, by 90 degree, minus 90 degree. Okay, minus 90 degree, then move it to, this is the position we want. Okay, above this 20 dimension. I hope everything is done. Yes, everything is done. Please, I will suggest you to use this multi-line text to add your name and the ID number in the drawing. For your name, say your ID number 23456 and your name, say Ahmed. Fine. If you want to make it bold, select the letter. You have to select it first. See, if you just are here, open and try to change, nothing will change. You have to select it. Say I'll just make some changes in the properties. Okay, maybe 3 or 5, like this. Okay, you can change it. Save your file. You should have already given the file name. I already have the proper file name and the location. Just save. If you are not satisfied with the location, you don't know where you are saving, say save as and save. Go to the proper location and save your file. So with this we are